Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Slammer Stadium for Game 2 of a possible 2 today for the 2026 CCAC Baseball Tournament Championship between the St. Ambrose Fighting Bees and the St. Xavier Cougars. Game 1 was exciting, but it was mostly a pitcher's duel up until about the 6th inning when St. Xavier really took over. In this game, St. Xavier is the home team, St. Ambrose is the visitors. And Jake Pauly, the leadoff hitter, the center fielder, is up early. 2-0 on Trent Markasic, the ace of this St. Xavier staff. We will get you lineups here in just a second. So first we'll go over St. Ambrose's starting lineup. It's very similar to last game's. Jake Pauly, Quinn Flanagan, Philip Militovic is the 1, 2, and 3, followed by Stupovsky, Vorwald, McBrien, Rago. New first baseman in this one for the Fighting Bees is Aaron Vertuno, and hitting ninth is the shortstop Mason Heitzler. Brandon Kuzak is on the mound for the Fighting Bees.
Number 4, the second baseman, Quinn Flanagan.
Now let's take a look at how manager Pat Morrow puts his defense out there for Game 2 of this CCAC championship. Outfield from left to right, it's Violet, Meyer, and Brozick. From third base to first, it's Palicki, it's Corbett, it's Wyszewski, and it's Simicek. Behind the plate, as always, is Aaron Orzek. And on the mound, as I said, Trent Markasic is the ace of the St. Xavier staff. Coming into the tournament, had a 2.79 ERA across 10 appearances in 58 innings. He struck out 54 and only walked 11. Opponents are struggling to hit him, only hitting 248. So following the fly out from Pauly to start this game, it's 2-1 on Quinn Flanagan, who's playing second base today. And as I mentioned before, Game 1 was entertaining for a lot of people. You know, if you're more of a pitching guy, you loved it. If you're more of an offensive guy, you might not have enjoyed watching it as much. But bottom line is Nick Kruger and Connor Bird, the starter for St. Xavier and St. Ambrose respectively, threw very, very well. They gave their teams exactly what they needed, but some defensive mishaps on the side of St. Ambrose largely were some of the bigger factors in the loss for the Fighting Bees in Game 1. But they didn't need to lose one. They need to lose two in order to be eliminated from this tournament, as Quinn Flanagan draws the walk there for St. Ambrose.
Number 5, Philip Militovic.
Philip Militovic. Last game, he went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. 3 runners were left on base for him, and he had a chance to do something in that last inning but ended up striking out. Noah Dreyer, the designated hitter for St. X throughout the season and this tournament, came into pitch to close it, and he shut the door for St. X, forcing this game too. All they needed was one more game for them to have Trent Markasic on the mound, and that's exactly what they did. St. X fought. You're already seeing somebody warming up down in that St. X bullpen. It will likely be a bullpen by committee day, I would like to believe, for St. Xavier. They used a lot of their arms in this tournament. They came into this tournament, came into this game, I should say, with 5 total games under their belt. St. Ambrose only has 3. They were 2-0 before Game 1. That's a little dribbler from Militovic, hit towards Markasic, makes the play. So a runner in scoring position here with 2 away.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 6, Michael Stupovsky.
And it's going to be Stupovsky, the designated hitter. Foul ball there by Stupovsky. Stupovsky in the last game was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He was pinch hit for. Peter Mitchell came into the game in the top of the 8th, or the bottom of the 8th, I should say. Prime scoring position for the Fighting Bees. It was bases loaded with nobody out. And Peter Mitchell went down swinging, which resulted in an inning that should have scored a lot more for the Fighting Bees and ended up only getting one. A lot of runners were left on base. Ground ball hit towards third. Palicki, nice play. Simicek, the scoop at first. Bo Palicki, what a play from the third baseman for St. Xavier. And he likely saves a run. It's zeros across the board as we head to the bottom of the first. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Slammer Stadium. It's the bottom of the first inning. Trent Marquezich, the pitcher for St. Xavier, threw a really, really clean top of the first inning, other than the walk. And he gets his team up to bat here. It's the right fielder, Shea Brozick, set to lead it off. And the pitcher in this contest for St. Ambrose is not the pitcher that we were all expecting. And I was hyping up Dominic Guzman, but 148 pitches is a lot, especially on 2 days rest. So it's unlikely that we see him today unless St. Ambrose really needs him and if he's willing to go. So in this game, we have Brandon Kuzak. He's going to be the starter for St. Ambrose today. In 10 appearances for the Fighting Bees, he carries an 8.57 ERA across 34 and 2/3 innings. He struck out 22 and walked 11. Opponents are hitting .370 against him, however. So the strikeout to walk ratio is exactly where you want it to be. But the opponent's batting average, that number's a little bit higher. Just kind of throws his bat at it. Flanagan fields it cleanly, and there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. As I mentioned, St. Xavier is the home team in this contest. So Max Wiskevich. Wiskevich, his bunts last game were actually responsible for most of the errors that were committed by St. Ambrose. There were 2 separate occasions where he would lay a bunt down and the throw to first would either be offline or flat out dropped by the first baseman. And the first baseman in the last game is not the same first baseman that we have in this one. Eric Gonzalez was the first baseman for St. Ambrose in game 1. And in this game, it's Aaron Vertuno, who is hitting .378 on the year. He's only appeared in 21 games, so about half of everybody else on the team, half of Gonzalez's numbers. But he's hitting .378, no homers, but he has driven in 11. He gets on base over 48% of the time. He has an OPS just over 900. Wiskevich fouls that one away. There's the 1-2 from Kuzak. Ground ball towards second. Flanagan fields it cleanly. And he's got his second put out of the inning.
Now batting first baseman, number 26, John Simicek.
John Simicek is going to be the batter now. He's at first base just like he has been all year and all tournament for the Cougars. Swings at that first pitch. Big hack there. From the junior from Twinsburg, Ohio. One of the few out-of-state pickups for manager Pat Morrow and that St. Xavier staff. They don't have a lot of guys that are from outside of Illinois. That ball's hit in the air to center pretty deep, but Paulie's underneath it, and that'll be 3 outs. Kuzak is hyped, and we go to the second inning.
There's no runs or no hits, no errors, and no runners were left on base.
That score still knotted at zeros. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and as suspected, it was the opener for St. Xavier Trent Marquezich. It is now another arm that we saw yesterday. It's going to be number 67, Osvaldo Ballesteros Jr. as the first pitch there results in a ground out.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 3, Matthew McBrien.
McBrien now up. McBrien played hero yesterday, but couldn't do anything in the last game when those bases were loaded. Had a couple of runners in scoring position, and St. Ambrose couldn't cash in. Another one misses high. It's 2-0 to McBrien. Some numbers on Ballesteros. Comes into this one with a 6 ERA across 10 appearances. He's 2-0, struck out 11 and walked 6. Opponents are hitting .308 against him as he pumps in a strike there against McBrien. That was Vorwald, by the way, folks, that had the ground out to start the inning. So we're now at Matthew McBrien. Skied in the air to short. Corbett underneath it. So is Palicki. Corbett calls off Palicki, and that'll be out number 2. So a quick 2 outs here for Ballesteros.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 22, Michael Rego.
And it looks like we'll see him for more innings than we saw Marquezich for. There's one person down in the bullpen for St. X doing the J-band routine. So we'll likely see Ballesteros for a couple of innings, as opposed to the one for Marquezich. And here's a third baseman, Michael Rego. Ground ball hit towards short, pretty hard hit. Corbett fields it, fires to first. A very quick and efficient inning for Osvaldo Ballesteros. Score stays put at zeros across the board as we head to the top of the third.
No runs on no hits. There were no errors and no runners were left on base.
Parker Violet set to lead it off in the bottom of the second. I misspoke. I did call it the top of the third. That is my mistake. It is, in fact, the bottom of the second. Parker Violet, the left fielder in today's game, as he was in the first, is due up. Despite the opener strategy, as Parker Violet lines a single into center, despite the opener strategy for St. Xavier, it is still Brandon Kuzak on the mound for St. Ambrose. He's their guy going forward in this one. They got faith in him. It's going to be a tough day, though, because this St. Xavier lineup can hit. Aaron Orzak, the catcher, prime example of it. Had a couple of hits in the first game at 4. That one misses low to Orzek. Former CCAC Freshman of the Year. That one line foul, or pop foul. Up into the sweets. Orzek, his freshman year, hit .348 for the Cougars, and then last year, as a junior, hit .413 with 8 homers and 48 driven in. So we know the bat's there. It just has not shown itself this season as much as it has in past seasons. As I mentioned, was that CCAC Freshman of the Year in 2023. Majoring in exercise science. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Kuzak. Slowed it down just a little bit. That ball hit in the air to right field, not very deep. McBrien coming in, makes the catch. No tag from Violet from first. So there's one away here as Trevor Corbett steps into the box. The shortstop made a couple of nice plays in the top half of the second.
18, Trevor Corbett.
Tell you what, if it was just a little bit warmer, I think this would be the perfect environment for a baseball game. It's not too windy, which is something that the last couple of months we've been getting a lot of here at Slammer Stadium, just a lot of wind. But today it's been perfect. No wind whatsoever, just some colder than appreciated temperatures. Although there is a guy in the stands wearing shorts and a t-shirt. That's an interesting call today. It was a little chilly. Here's the 0-1 from Kuzak to Corbett. That ball hit in the air to right center field. McBride looked like he has a beat on it, and he does. That ball was hit very hard, but Matthew McBride had a nice beat on that one. 2 outs here. Runner still at first with the designated hitter Noah Dreyer due up. 0 for 4 in game 1, but he did come in and earn the save as a pitcher. But we know the bat is very dangerous from Dreyer. Corbett goes. And it would have got him if Heitzler would have caught the baseball. But he didn't. Could not make the pick on the short hop. And Corbett is now at second base. So Dreyer does have a runner in scoring position with 2 away. Kuzak comes set. Nice pitch there, that breaking ball. Looks like it's coming right at you and then breaks into the strike zone. Two and 1 is the count to Dreyer. Another foul ball, so 2 and 2 is now the count. Back-to-back foul balls from Dreyer evens this count up. 2 away in the inning. Kuzak looking for a big pitch here. And he gets it. Nice pitch from the starter for St. Ambrose. keeps this score exactly where it was when he came into the inning. It's zeros here at Slammer Stadium as we go to the third. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the third here at Slammer Stadium. This is the 2026 CCAC Baseball Tournament Championship. Game 1 went to St. Xavier. We are here now in Game 2 looking for a winner. St. Ambrose won the regular season title, so they already have that bid to the national tournament. But boy, would it be nice to win that tournament as well. Just to make your team even harder to deny once you get to that national tournament. That one misses. 2-1 to the new first baseman, Aaron Vertuno, sorry. Takes there, and the new first baseman has himself a walk to start the top of the third inning. Mason Heitzler, the shortstop, is now up.
The shortstop, number 7, Mason Heitzler.
Heitzler's played a pretty nice shortstop in both these games so far. Made a couple of nice plays in the top of the first. And he bunts there, but high heat from Ballesteros makes that almost impossible to get down. The 0-1. Gets the bunt down, but it rolls foul. So now it's 0-2, forcing him to swing the bat. No stolen bases on the year for Vertuno, so it's unlikely we see him in motion. Here's the 0-2 from Ballesteros. Misses low. So runner on first, no outs here. Very early scoring opportunity, or I shouldn't say scoring opportunity just yet. Popped up. That one should stay in play. And it doesn't. So no catch there. We saw a lot of nice catches from the fans last game. No catch on that one, just a lot of leaning out of the way. Count stays put at 1-2. No outs. Fortuno gets his lead. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball. Good fight here from the shortstop. Takes for a ball low. He's taken 15 walks this year. Swing, and a ball hit pretty well to left, but Parker Violet is underneath it. So there's one away here. Good at bat, though, from Heitzler. Drove that pitch count just a little bit up for Ballesteros. And now it's going to be Jake Pauley. Here's the first pitch. Taken down the middle for a strike. He's 0 for 1 in this contest. Right back up the middle. Line drive, and Pauley's got himself a base hit. And Fortuno takes third. Heads up base running by the new first baseman for the Fighting Bees. And there's now a runner in scoring position with only one away here in the top of the third. Something brewing
Now hitting the second baseman
for St. Ambrose.
Quinn Flanagan.
Quinn Flanagan is going to be the hitter now. And you got to think Tony Huntley's loving this after the lack of hitting in the last game and lack of getting on base. That one misses. Outfielders are playing very deep in center and right. Looks like Violet is playing about half and half. Swing and a miss from Flanagan. Nice pitch there from Ballesteros. Now, but it'll be interesting to see if Jake Pauley does get the go-ahead to go, or the go-ahead to steal, I should say. We know he's a stolen base guy. We saw it all year. We've seen it all tournament. It looks like he's getting ready to go here, and he does. Another delayed steal, another fake steal. I don't know if I'm just a bad broadcaster or what, but it gets me every single time. As the people in the booth to my left are laughing. Well, one person's laughing. If I was Aaron Orzak, the catcher, I would probably be throwing that ball into center field. But I'm not. He's a lot better at baseball than I ever was, so good thing we don't have to worry about that. One and two is the count to Flanagan. Runners on first and third. And that time, Pauley does go. And he's going to have second base. It's 2-2 now with runners in scoring position. Huge pitch here. It's 2-2 with one away. Ground ball to the right side. Gets through. 2 runs are going to score. Correction, 1 run. Nice throw from the right fielder, Brozick. Jake Pauley held up at third, but the Fighting Bees have a 1-0 lead in this game on the single through the right side from Quinn Flanagan. It would have been a very close play, probably would have got thrown out from right field had Paulie had gone home. Good call by third base coach Tony Huntley there to keep him put. That ball hit over the head of Corbett, and Paulie's going to score. It's 2-0 St. Ambrose. The bats are starting to wake up for the Fighting Bees, and now we're going to see a mound visit here for St. Xavier. Back-to-back very nice at-bats for the Fighting Bees, and it results in 2 runs. So the meeting at the mound breaks. There's one arm getting loose down in that St. Xavier bullpen. But it's Michael Stupovsky, the designated hitter. He's got a runner in scoring position and a runner at first. That ball hit high and deep to left field, and it's going to get down. 1 run is going to score. Here comes the second, and they're going to send him. The throw home, not in time. It's a 2-run double for the designated hitter, Michael Stupovsky, and it's 4-0 in favor of the Fighting Bees. Great piece of hitting there by the designated hitter. He's got himself 2 RBIs now. Bases clearing double from your designated hitter. It does not get much better than that. And that will likely be the end for Osvaldo Ballesteros. We will have information on the new arm coming out of the St. Xavier bullpen when we come back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first pitching change, or our second pitching change of the day for St. Xavier. This time, it's going to be Cole Martz following the RBI double from Michael Stupovsky, the designated hitter. So Osvaldo Ballesteros' day is done. It's now on the shoulders of Cole Martz. We saw him once in this tournament already. He threw the second game for St. Xavier, which was against Olivet Nazarene. He threw pretty well. He came into the tournament with a 3.84 ERA across 13 appearances. He struck out 73 through 61 innings and walked 24. So he's been close to unhittable for this squad. And already he's got Bryce Vorwald down 0-2 with one away here. Already 4 runs scored in the inning. He's looking to limit the damage. Good fight. Very good fight from the left fielder. See if they can cash this runner at second in. Huge hole between first and second in the infield. That one misses high. Another foul ball. Vorwald's fighting. He's 0 for 1 in this one, but he's got a chance to do something big here. Here's the 1-2. Swing, and he fouls it off. So he stays alive. Huge pitch here in this top of the third. That ball's hit pretty well out towards right. Back goes Brozick at the track, and he brings it in. Will be deep enough to have that runner at second. Stupovsky advanced to third. So now there's going to be a runner at third with 2 outs in the top of the third for Matthew McBrien, the right fielder. That ball was crushed off the bat of Vorwald. Stayed through the baseball, and he nearly hit it out. First pitch misses high. Misses high again. The 2-0 from Martz. In there for a strike. So 2-1 now to McBrien. Stupovsky still on third. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Martz there to even this count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 2 away. Runner on third here in the top of the third. 4 runs across for St. Ambrose in this half inning. McBrien looking to make it 5. Swing and a miss. Cole Martz gets the strikeout and stops the bleeding, but damage was done. It's 4-0 St. Ambrose as we head to the bottom of the third. Back here for the bottom of the third inning at Slammer Stadium, the 2026 CCAC Baseball Tournament Championship, Game 2 of a possible 2. And the bottom of the third starts with a Brandon Kuzak strike to Bo Palicki. Palicki had a nice game in Game 1, had that double that scored the first 2 runs of the game for St. Xavier in the top of the second inning. And played a really nice defensive third base as well. Sorry, folks, you just heard that clap. I was trying to get a mosquito in the booth. Unsuccessful attempt. One and two, the count to Palicki. Misses, low and away. Evens up at 2-2. As this game goes on, especially with the score being what it is now, we know that both of these teams can score pretty much at will. Expect a lot of deep counts. A lot of counts that are being worked by both the pitcher and the hitter as Bo Palicki goes down swinging there. Nice pitch from Kuzak. And there's quickly one away.
Now hitting the center fielder, number 19, Ben Meyer.
Ben Meyer, the center fielder, is due up. Misses low. Meyer walked in his first at-bat. Correction, this is Meyer's first at-bat. Another one misses low from Kuzak. Swings at that one, and right down the middle of the plate, so a good pitch to swing at on 2-0. You know you're getting a hittable pitch. He's got to challenge you. And it works in the favor of Kuzak there. He gets a strike on the board. So 2-1's the count. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Kuzak. He's even this count up at 2-2. Gets a sign and comes set. That ball hit very softly into center field, and it's going to drop. Ben Meyer's going to have himself a base hit. And the Cougars have a one-out base runner here in the bottom of the third inning.
Now hitting the right fielder, number 1, Brosick.
Brosick is the hitter now. He's 0 for 1 in this game. He's got that runner on first. Meyer, as far as stolen bases go, he's got 25 of them, tied for second on the team with the man at bat, Brosick. Checking on him at first. Lead wasn't too healthy there. That ball hit in the air to right field. McBrien underneath it. And Meyer's going to have to stay put at first. So now it's going to be Max Waszewski.
The second baseman, number 9, Max Waszewski.
Waszewski in this one 0 for 1. As I said earlier in the broadcast, he had bunts that resulted in 2 errors for St. Ambrose. I don't know if it's just something about him on the base paths or what it is, but 2 throwing errors to first on bunts from Waszewski. That runner goes, but it doesn't matter. It's a base hit through the right side of the infield. Waszewski has his first hit of the game, and the Cougars are threatening here, first and second with 2 away.
Now hitting the first baseman, number 26, John Simacek.
Simacek, the first baseman, who, funny enough, has the best ERA on the team among qualified pitchers at 1.69. Now, granted, he's only thrown 5 1/3, but it's an interesting stat nonetheless, as Kuzak gets strike 1 in. It's 0-1 with 2 away runners on first and second. To Simacek. Takes low and away. Kuzak so far in the day has been brilliant. 2 2/3 with 2 strikeouts. Hasn't walked anybody. He's kept this dominant Cougars lineup at bay up to this point. Ground ball hit back towards the pitcher, fielded by Heitzler, and it goes underneath his glove. A run's going to score on the error from the shortstop. I'll be interested to see how that's actually scored. So the official scoring on that play calls it a single up the middle, right underneath the mitt of Mason Heitzler. So a run scores, and now there's runners at first and third. It's 4-1. St. X chipping away at that deficit. Checking on Simacek, keeping him honest. Parker Violet played hero in game 1. They were up 4-3. St. Ambrose started to gain some momentum, and Parker Violet had a 2-run single hit to right, and they're actually going to throw down to second. Classic first and third play, the throw home. Milatovic applies the tag, and Waskevich is out at the plate. Great execution by the infield for St. Ambrose, and this score stays put at 4-1. Great, great play from Mason Heitzler, the shortstop. And this score is 4-1 as we go to the fourth.
There were no errors. The third baseman, number 22, Michael Rego.
Michael Rego, the third baseman, is set to lead us off here in the top of the fourth inning. It's 4-1 in favor of the Fighting Bees. Some offense was displayed. on the part of St. Xavier in that last half inning, showing exactly what we've known could happen this entire tournament. Those bats are on fire almost all the time, but some great defense, some great pitching stifled them to only 1 run. It's quickly 2-0 on Rago. And I'm interested to see, because Cole Martz threw the second game of the tournament for these Cougars. He threw against Olivet Nazarene. He threw a pretty good game. But I wonder why Markovich got pulled after 1, and I don't think the pitcher appreciated that there from Rago.
Now hitting first baseman, number 25, Aaron Vertuno.
Aaron Vertuno got on base in his last at-bat. He walked, and he had a couple of good decisions on the base paths. Or on the base path, and that one gets away from Orzik, the catcher, and Rago's going to advance to second. So already in this inning, there's going to be a runner on second base. With nobody out, so a prime scoring opportunity. Taken for a ball. So 2-0 is the count, and Orzek's going to go talk to his pitcher. So there is an arm warming up in the bullpen for St. Xavier. I'll be interested to see who that is, assuming that we do see him at some point. They do have Thomas Plaziga, but he threw yesterday, so maybe they don't. Plizga, Thomas Plizga. I just looked at the pronunciation guide, so there we go. It's a lot easier. Plizga. That one misses inside to Vertuno. So it's 3-0. We're going to see a pitch likely over the heart of the plate here. And I wonder if he's given the green light. And he calls it a strike. That one looked a little bit high, but it's 3-1 now. Fouled back, so Martz has worked his way back to make this count full. Skies that one foul. It's going to go into the seats. Vertuno with a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here's the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Martz there. Sets him down swinging. 1 out here in the top of the fourth.
Now hitting the shortstop, number 7, Mason Heitzler.
Mason Heitzler is due up now. He's 0 for 1 on the day. And the pickoff attempt for Martz is unsuccessful. Wiskevich was not covering the bag. Rago got a sizable lead and he had to scurry back. Nice pitch there from Martz, and it's a called strike. So 0-1. The bunt there is popped foul. No chance that Orzik was going to get it. So now it's 0-2. Smart call. Maybe you do that a little earlier in the at-bat, not when you're down 0-1. But no bunt here, if I had to guess. Misses low. Good spot, though, for Martz. It was close. Here's the 1-2. Another foul ball. Good fight here from Heitzler. One and two's the count, one away. That runner is still on second following the strikeout. Here's the pitch. In there for strike three. Cole Martz sits him down looking. Could be a scoring opportunity squandered if they can't get this run in from second base, and it's all up to Jake Pauley.
Now hitting the center fielder, number 1, Jake Pauley.
Amazing pitch there by Martz. That inside fastball. Likely right on the corner, followed up by a beautiful breaking ball to open up this at-bat. 0-1 is the count to Pauley. That one misses up and in. Almost hit him, it looked like. Martz gets his sign and comes set. 5 seconds on the pitch clock. In there for strike two. So Cole Martz, after issuing the leadoff walk to Michael Rago, looking to go back to back to back in the strikeout department. Here's the 1-2 to Pauley. Doesn't get him, and Rago takes third. He's got himself a stolen base, so things just got a little bit easier. If Pauley can put this ball into play, especially on the ground with the speed that he's got. There are two away, so it's likely going to take a base hit. Here's the 2-2. Fouled up, back towards me, and it's going to land in the seats. Martz comes set. Here's the 2-2 from the right-hander. Misses high. Full count. Here's the pitch. Nearly hits him. And Pauley's going to take first base, so Quinn Flanagan already has a single in this game.
Now hitting the second baseman, number 4, Quinn Flanagan.
Single with an RBI, that is. Runners on first and third now. We will likely see Pauley in motion at some point during this at-bat. Fakes the steal there. I didn't fall for that one. Not as convincing as Max Wiskevich for St. Xavier. Take strike one there. Another fake steal from Pauly at first. Nice pitch there from Martz. Strike two. One and two, two away runners on first and third. Here's the pitch, and he steps off. Anticipation will build yet again here. Martz comes set. Big pitch in this inning. Got him swinging. Cole Martz, 3 strikeouts in the top of the fourth. Keeps this score exactly where it is. It's 4-1 St. Ambrose as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Set to lead us off here in the bottom of the fourth inning is going to be the left fielder, Parker Violet. Violet's 1 for 1 in this contest. First pitch
left
misses
fielder,
away.
Number 10, Parker Violet.
Damage control to a T for Cole Martz. Absolutely fantastic top half of the fourth inning. Exactly what St. X needed. He got runners at second and third, and you can't cash in on any of them as Violet sends that one to left. A diving Bryce Vorwald can't bring that one in, and it's going to be a base hit for Parker Violet to lead off this bottom of the fourth inning. So it's going to be Aaron Orzak, the catcher. Corbett in the on-deck circle. Noah Dreyer in the hole. All of them hitless in this contest so far. Checking on him at first, nothing doing. Getting a little chilly here in Joliet. It's 52 now, which is kind of shocking. Ground ball to third. Does roll foul. Rago was playing pretty far in. He was almost running with that baseball as if he was a cornerback guarding a receiver downfield. Orzak would have undoubtedly been safe in that instance, but instead it's 0-2 with nobody out. This is low and away. 1-2 to the catcher. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Kuzak there. Sets Orzak down. So now he's going to have to deal with the shortstop, Trevor Corbett.
Shortstop, number 18, Trevor Corbett.
Checking on him again at first. Nothing doing. Ground ball here would be huge for the Fighting Bees heading in to the middle half of this game. Takes. Strike one. Kuzak steps off. Pitch clock does reset. Nice pitch there from Kuzak, that off-speed pitch. Just kind of floats into the zone. You don't expect it. And it's 0-2 on Trevor Corbett, the shortstop. That ball hit in the air to right field. McBrien underneath it. And he's going to make the play. So 2 away after that Parker Violet single that looked promising for the Cougars. It's looking sort of dire here in this bottom half of the 4th inning. 2 away with that runner still on first. Noah Dreyer, the designated hitter, is due up here. See what he can do. Kuzak has been looking really good so far up to this point. 3 2/3. He's only given up 1 run. He struck out 3. That one missed low. What a story this would be for the Fighting Bees. You know, you get a guy who came into this start with an 8 ERA, or an ERA just a little over 8. And he comes in and throws some really good innings against one of the best teams in the conference in St. Xavier. Count is 1-2. Kuzak comes set and fires home. Swing and a miss. What a pitch. For the junior from Tinley Park. He keeps this lead exactly where it is at 3. St. Ambrose leads 4-1.
Your attention now, pitching for St. Xavier, number 11, Gannon Burns.
Welcome back to Slammer Stadium, the championship here at the 2026 CCAC baseball tournament between the St. Ambrose Fighting Bees and the Cougars of St. Xavier University. A new pitcher on the mound for St. Xavier. Cole Martz's day is done. It's now in the hands of Gannon Burns.
St. Ambrose, number 5, Philip Militovic.
Burns comes into this one with a 5.35 ERA across 17 appearances. He struck out 28. He's walked 14. Opponents are hitting .312 against him. And he plunks the first hitter that he sees in Militovic. So the Fighting Bees are going to have a base runner to start this top of the 5th inning. Interesting call going away from Martz. Martz threw very, very well. Through 1 2/3 innings, struck out 4. He's the only pitcher for St. Xavier with a strikeout. And he threw very, very well for the Cougars. He faced 7 batters through 25 strikes out of 42 total pitches. He was likely on a pitch count just because of his appearance or his start against Olivet. And there's the bunt there from the designated hitter. Stupovsky had the double earlier. Now he moves Militovic to second.
Left fielder, number 13, Bryce Vorwald.
Vorwald now has a chance to add to this lead that currently sits at 3. Ground ball towards third, gets past Pulicki. Stop sign is put up at third. Runners on the corners with only 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Matthew McBrien's going to have another chance to drive a run in for the Fighting Bees. Saw it a lot yesterday, haven't seen it too much today.
Right fielder, number 3, Matthew McBrien.
Had the go-ahead homer in the game against St. Xavier yesterday. That ball was a moonshot. See what he can do here. Fouled that first pitch off. Vorwald has 16 stolen bases. Checking over on Vorwald at first. Line score up to this point, St. Ambrose has 4 runs on 5 hits with no errors. St. Xavier has 1 run on 5 hits with just 1 error. They scored 1 in the bottom half of the inning that St. Ambrose scored 4 in. That ground ball hit towards first. It's going to stay foul. What a hit that would have been. With how deep Brozick is playing in right, that might have scored the runner at first as well. That looked like that ball was going to die and just kind of hang out towards the bullpen and right. Ground ball hit towards Simicek at first. Nice play. Go to second for 1. And they don't get the double play at first. Very close play, but a run does come in. It's 5-1 in favor of the Fighting Bees. Not sure what the home plate umpire said there to the base umpire. But nonetheless, there's a runner on first now. So it'll go down as an RBI. Good pitch there from Burns. Rago is now the batter. He's 0 for 1 today. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. That is out number 3. One more run added to St. Ambrose's total. It's 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
In the inning for St.
It's the bottom of the 5th here. St. Ambrose leads by a score of 5-1. Time isn't necessarily of the essence just yet. We've seen what the bats for St. Xavier can do. Kuzak continues to pound the zone. That one hits Palicki. So they're going to have a runner at first base to start this inning.
Following the hit batsman to number 2, Bo Palicki. Center fielder, number 19, Ben Meyer.
So runner on first. Ben Meyer is the hitter. Checking on Palicki at first. Nothing's happening. There's another strike there. Palicki's got a good lead over there at first. Checking on him again. Another nice pitch there from Kuzak. It's 0-2 on the center fielder, Ben Meyer, with the top of the order, waiting in the on-deck circle. That ball hit in the air to center field. Pauly, underneath it, makes the catch. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brozick is now up. And we just saw Jackson Mitchko run out of that St. Xavier dugout to go get that object. So I'm wondering, he's got his helmet on, he's got his Evo shield on. I'm wondering if we'll see him in that designated hitter spot. which is obviously a ways down the lineup, but still gets you thinking. That ball lined into left field, right at Bryce Vorwald. So there's 2 away here. Max Wiskevich is going to be the hitter here with 2 away. Runners still on first here in this bottom of the 5th inning. St. Ambrose did put up a run in the top half.
Second baseman, number 9, Max Wiskevich.
Checking on him yet again. Palicki coming into the tournament only had 5 stolen bases on the year. And I know this is a team that steals a lot of bags, but it seems unlikely. Right back up the middle. Diving play by Heitzler. Look at the glove from the shortstop. Keeps the score exactly where it is. What a play from the 9-hitter. It's 5-1 St. Ambrose after the web gem. As we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The top half of the 6th, sorry. We're here in the top of the 6th inning. Score is 5-1. A web gem of a play from Mason Heitzler ended that bottom of the 5th inning. Ended that bottom of the 5th inning. I mean, an amazing play from the shortstop there. First pitch swinging to Palicki, and it stays foul. Probably could have gone either way there. Burns nearly had himself an out there to start this inning for St. Xavier. Instead, it's a foul ball, 0-1 on the first baseman, Vertuno. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. Did come around to score in the top half of the 3rd. Was the first of 4 runs for the Fighting Bees. That one misses high and tight. That one misses high as well. It's 2-1 to Vertuno. Vertuno, during the regular season, only appeared in 21 games. Started even less at 8. And he gets the start in probably the biggest game of the year for the Fighting Bees. Wow, no call there from the umpire. Count runs full. That's another really close pitch St. Xavier staff seems to be putting it right on the black. Doesn't matter. Strike 3 looking. Great pitch there from Gannon Burns. Thought he had the job done one pitch earlier, but nonetheless gets the out there. There's one away for Mason Heitzler, the shortstop, who just made the platinum glove-esque play to end the bottom half of the 5th. That ball sent into shallow right center. Shea Brozek comes in to make the play. So there's 2 away now.
Fielder, number 1, Jake Pauley.
2 away for Jake Pauley. 1 for 2 in today's contest. That one misses just a little bit low. Burns up to this point has thrown 1 2/3 with 1 earned run. Struck out 2, hasn't walked any. 17 total pitches, including the last one right there. Count is 2-0. Be interesting to see if we see a more aggressive St. Ambrose now that they have this 4-run lead. We saw swings way earlier in the count than we did in game 1, even when they were tied. Squared to bunt there, but pulls back and takes. 3-1 is the count. Skied behind the first base dugout. It will go foul. So the count is 3-2. Gannon Burns looking for a clean top half of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Got him swinging. Great pitch from Burns there. A scoreless top half of the 6th for the pitcher from St. Xavier. Score is 5-1 heading to the bottom half of the inning. All right, we have a new pitcher in the ballgame for St. Ambrose. It's going to be the senior out of Lake in the Hills, Illinois, Michael Mose. Now, Mose did throw against Judson earlier in this tournament, but left the game early due to, I believe, an injury. But he's back, and he's good now. He's been one of the better pitchers on this St. Ambrose roster behind Dominic Guzman. Mose comes into this one with a 3.74 ERA as the first pitch to Simicek back towards the wall, and it's going to be caught at the wall. Wow. Simicek put a charge into that one. Ends up being caught at the track. First pitch that Mose throws. Back to the numbers. Mose, 3.74 ERA in 16 appearances. He's thrown 33 2/3 innings. Has struck out 32 and only walked 10. Opponents are hitting 277 against him. So Parker Violet is going to be the second man tasked with facing Mose. Already commanding the zone very, very well through, well, 2 pitches, yes, but that one misses. Count is 1-1 to Violet. This is probably the best arm that we'll see from St. Ambrose. That off-speed pitch was tempting to Violet. Ends up doing nothing with it. Ground ball towards short. Heitzler makes the play, fires to first, and he's safe at first. Violet beats it out. Throw skipped from Heitzler. And it results in a runner on first base for St. Xavier following the fly out from Simicek. So now it's going to be Orzek. Pound in the zone there for strike one to Orzek. Orzek 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there from Mose. It's 0-2 now to the catcher. Struck out in his last at-bat. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Milatovic, no throw. Couldn't get the ball out of his mitt. So now there's a runner on second with 1 out. So scoring opportunity here for the Cougars. They just put the ball in play. A base hit likely scores the run. Ball in play on the ground at least moves him to third. Nice pitch there from Mose. Misses just high. Had the break, just didn't have the height. Missed in the dirt. Huge pitch here from Mose. The 3-2 to Orzek. Got him swinging. Great pitch there from Mose. Went with the off-speed pitch after throwing predominantly fastballs in that at bat.
Shortstop, number 18, Trevor Corbett.
And he sets down Orzek swinging. Trevor Corbett is now the batter, and he's looking to cash in that runner at second base. Looking to get the first run since the bottom half of the third. Mose steps off, doesn't throw to second. That pitch misses low. It's 1-0. Ground ball towards third. Rego makes the play, and that's the inning. Michael Mose keeps the scoring at bay. We head to the top of the 7th inning. St. Ambrose leads 5-1. It's the top of the 7th inning. St. Ambrose holds a 5-1 lead over St. Xavier in Game 2. St. Xavier took Game 1 at 4 o'clock today.
Second baseman, number 4, Quinn Flanagan.
By a score of 6-3. And it just has not been the same offense from St. Xavier in this one. So Brandon Kuzak, we didn't talk about it when it happened, but Kuzak was phenomenal today for the Fighting Bees here in Game 2. 5 innings pitched, he only gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, walked nobody, struck out 4, and faced 20 batters. He was awesome for Tony Huntley's squad. And Gannon Burns up to this point as well has been pretty good for St. Xavier. 2 innings pitched, he's given up 1 earned, struck out 3 and walked nobody. So the walks are down from last game. That ball fouled back. Ground ball hit towards second. Wiskevich makes the play. 1 away.
Catcher number 5, Philip Milatovic.
Milatovic is now up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI today. This is away there again. So 2-0, Milatovic is ahead in this count. Catcher from St. Ambrose looking to close out his collegiate career with a conference tournament win against a conference rival. Miss there. That one misses, so Milatovic's on again.
Designated hitter, number 6, Michael Stubavsky.
Stupavsky is due up. He had the 2-run double that opened up the floodgates for St. Ambrose. Takes ball 1 there from Burns. That one misses as well. That one spikes, actually. So 2-0 to Militovic. Correction, Stupavsky. Sorry about that. That one's in there for a strike. Checking on the runner at first, nothing doing. Two and one's the count, 1 away here. Top of the 7th inning. That one misses low as well, so 3-1. No activity in that St. X bullpen. There's the pitch. Misses away. Stupavsky draws a walk.
Left fielder, number 13, Bryce Vorwald.
Vorwald now due up for the Fighting Bees. 1 for 3 in this one. Now we're going to see a mound visit. Shouldn't see any decision made here, but there is someone down loosening in that St. Xavier pen now. So the mound visit's going to break, likely just giving time for that reliever to get loose in the bullpen for St. Xavier, should they need him in this inning. Top of the 7th, Vorwald has a chance to increase the lead here. Sitting at 4 right now, it's 5-1. First pitch to Vorwald. Taken. 4 strike 1. Be interesting to see if they let Mose, St. Ambrose at least, if they let Mose go close to the rest of this game. That one's fouled away. So 0-2 now to the left fielder. Burns gets his sign and comes set. Kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Burns there. Sets Vorwald down swinging. So now it's going to be Matthew McBrien with a chance to add to this 4-run lead. That one just misses outside. Close pitch there from Burns. One and 0 is the count to McBrien. Here's pitch. No pitch. So it looks like a pitch clock violation was just issued. Count is 2-0 now. Right back up the middle goes McBrien. Runner coming home from second. It's 6-1, St. Ambrose. Militovic scores and increases this lead to 5. So now it'll be the third baseman, Michael Rago. There's 2 outs now in this inning. So had the chance to limit the damage, or to keep the score where it was, I should say. But a great piece of hitting from McBrien there. Absolutely smoked back up towards the middle. Swing and a miss there from Rago. Here's a pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Not so deep. Brozick underneath it. And that'll be the end of the top half of the 7th inning. To the bottom of the 7th we go. And thanks to a Matthew McBrien single up the middle, it's 6-1 in favor of the Fighting Bees.
St. Ambrose, 1 run.
It's the bottom of the 7th here at Slammers Stadium in the 2026 CCAC Baseball Tournament Championship. Game 2 of a possible 2 is currently in favor of St. Ambrose. They lead 6-1 here. Michael Mose on the mound still for the Fighting Bees. His first batter he will face this inning is going to be Noah Dreyer, the designated hitter. Dreyer's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. That one just misses outside. That one misses there too. Close pitch. Could have gone either way. No swing there from Dreyer. It's 3-1. Good start to the inning for the Cougars. That one misses away. Dreyer draws a walk here in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to see a mound visit here for St. Ambrose. No real activity down in the bullpen. You got one guy that's just playing catch. Not sure who that is. It's going to be Bo Pelicki to greet Michael Mose out of the pitcher's meeting. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Dreyer is on first. That one's in there for a strike. Strike 2. Pelicki down 0-2 early in this count. Wonder if we'll see Mose attack here, play a more conservative role. Attacks right back up the middle. Diving play by Flanagan, the second baseman. Keeps Noah Dreyer put at first base. And now it's going to be Ben Meyer, the center fielder. He's 1 for 2 today. Just an unlucky placement of that hit from Bo Pelicki. That one's in there for a strike. Ground ball, but foul. Here's the 0-2 for Mose. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball gets him swinging, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Shea Brozick is going to look to manufacture something to get that runner from first moved in any manner. Swinging at the first pitch there, fouled back. There's the 0-1. Misses just a little bit outside. So there's one man getting loose in that bullpen for St. Ambrose. Ground ball hit towards short. Heitzler makes the play. Fires to first, and they call him out. Brozick might have beat that play at first, but nonetheless, it's called an out. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. St. Ambrose still leads 6-1. Top of the 8th inning at Slammers Stadium. St. Ambrose leads 6-1 on the back of some dominant pitching from both Michael Mose and Brandon Kuzak. Yes, 6 hits have been allowed, but only 1 run up to this point. New pitcher in the ball game for St. Xavier. It's going to be Tyler DeLuca. He started the game last night, and he's back here again today to try and keep St. X in this game. On the year, DeLuca had a 5.89 ERA across 11 appearances. Opponents rating .318 against him. He struck out 41 and only walked 12 in 36 2/3 innings. So, you know, this is an arm that you're going to want. That one misses away. And I'm assuming that, like the other pitchers that have thrown today for St. Xavier, it's going to be a pitch count. That one misses as well. It's 3-1. Right down the middle there, check swing from Vertuno. Doesn't matter. It's 3-2. Ground ball hit towards short. Corbett fields it cleanly, fires to first, and gets the out. So Gannon Burns on the day ends with 3 innings pitched. He gave up 2 earned runs, struck out 4, walked 2, and faced 14 batters, the most of any St. Xavier pitcher today. He went 3 clean innings. So now it's going to be a pinch hitter
Your attention,
for St.
pinch
Ambrose.
hitting for St. Ambrose. Number 8, Mason Nauman.
It's going to be number 8, Mason Nauman. Comes into this one hitting .286 with a homer and 17 driven in. He comes in to replace Mason Heitzler. I wonder if he will play shortstop for Heitzler. Heitzler had a fantastic day in the infield. He's listed as a utility player from Pekin, Illinois. So we'll see what the decision is. That ball hit in the air to left. Underneath it is Violet. And there's quickly 2 away. So an efficient start to the inning for Tyler DeLuca. The sophomore out of Minooka, Illinois, standing at 6'2", 195 pounds. So a rather intimidating presence on the mound. But now it's going to be Jake Pauly, the leadoff hitter and the center fielder. Swinging on the first pitch again.
Center fielder, number 1, Jake Pauly.
Another foul ball, so DeLuca's ahead 0-2 on Pauly here. Nice pitch there from DeLuca. That's a strikeout, and that's out number 3. To the bottom of the 8th we go. St. X looking for 5 runs to even this game up.
No runs, no hits, no errors.
We're here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Things are starting to get dire for this St. Xavier team. And they're looking to get something going, and they have the heart of their order to do so. It's Max Wiskevich set to lead us off in the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher on the mound for St. Ambrose. Michael Moset's day is over. He was brilliant. New pitcher is going to be number 17, Jack Kirpin. Kirpin appeared in 11 games in the regular season, had an ERA of 7.4, struck out 22 and walked 13 across 20 and 2/3 innings. Opponents are hitting .289 against him, as he has a strike there, 1-1. Nice pitch there from Kirpin. It's 1-2. Wiskevich 1 for 3 on the day. Had a nice game 1, but other than the base hit, has been silent in this one. High. Some chin music there. Nice breaking ball there. Gets him down looking. What a pitch there from Kirpin. Was not expecting that breaking ball, and it sat him down looking. It's now John Simicek in to face Jack Kirpin.
First baseman, number 26, John Simicek.
That one's in there for a strike. Nearly hits him there. So count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. There's the pitch. Nice pitch there, but not good enough for the umpire. Count goes to 2-1. Kirpin is chucking the baseball here. Nice pitch there to even it up at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Simicek. 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. That one misses. So 3-2 is the count here. 1 away. Ambrose leads 6-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Down to their last 5 outs is St. Xavier. Here's the pitch. That ball hit pretty well into center field. Pauly going back, and he gets underneath it. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And there is another arm getting loose in that St. Ambrose bullpen. If I had to guess, I would say that is maybe Dominic Guzman, but with the way that Kirpin's throwing, not sure they're going to need him.
Left fielder, number 10, Parker Violet.
That one's in there for a strike. Might have been a little low to Violet, who's 3 for 3 on the day. A magnificent 2 games from him, regardless of whether or not St. Xavier wins. He's had an amazing tournament. An amazing year, as a matter of fact. Best hitter on St. X's roster. That one nearly hits him. Here's the 2-1. Misses just outside. Good framework by Militovic. Made it a lot closer than that pitch really was. Ground ball hit towards short. Nice play there. And that'll be the inning. So to the 9th inning we go. St. Ambrose 3 outs away from realizing a dream of winning both the regular season CCAC title and the tournament. We'll have the top of the 9th inning when we come back. We head to the top of the 9th here, and it's crunch time in the CCAC Tournament Championship here. For St. Xavier, they're looking for a scoreless top half so they can go to the 9th to try and chip away at this lead and possibly even come away with a win, but it's going to take a lot. On the mound for St. Xavier is number 39, Carter Kopp. He's only appeared in 9 games this year. He has a 12.6 ERA across 10 innings of work. Struck out 7 and walked 8. Opponents are hitting .378 against him. And like I mentioned earlier, arms were going to come at a premium. For St. Xavier, and now we're getting to that back end of the bullpen.
Second baseman, number 4, Quinn Flanagan.
Quinn Flanagan set to lead it off for St. Ambrose. They don't need any more insurance runs, I wouldn't think. But you never know, especially with the bats for St. Xavier. Flanagan fouls that one off out of the stadium. That one hits Flanagan. Not sure if he had to take that. But he's on first base, so they have a base runner here in the top of the 9th. So now it's going to be Philip Militovic. 1 for 2 with an RBI today. He's had himself a very nice day at the plate. That one's in there for a strike. Cop comes set. Swing and a miss from Militovic. From Militovic, sorry. Nice pitch there from Cop. Sets him down swinging. So now it's going to be the designated hitter, Michael Stupovsky. Had the 2 RBI double that jump-started the scoring for the Fighting Bees. We'll see if he can add to this lead here. That one nearly hits him. That one popped foul into the St. Xavier dugout. So 1-1 will be the count. Temperature continuing to drop here. It's 48 degrees. That one misses low and away. So 2-1 is the count. That ball hit into shallow center. Waskevich makes a nice play for the Cougars in center field, and there's going to be 2 outs here for St. Ambrose with Bryce Vorwald due up. 1 for 4 on the day. He's got an RBI as well. Nice first pitch there from Kopp to Vorwald. Fouled back. Oh, 0-2 is the count. Carter Kopp looking to keep the score where it is. Jammed Vorwald there. It almost looked like it could have hit him had he not swung. But he did, and the count stays still at 0-2. 2 away here in the top of the 9th. Runner goes. And he's got a stolen base there. So Flanagan's on second now. 1-2 is the count to Vorwald. Swing and a miss. Nice top half of the inning for Carter Kopp. Keeps the Cougars exactly where they need to be. And the Fighting Bees are now 3 outs away from realizing a CCAC tournament championship. Bottom of the 9th coming up when we come back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the bottom of the ninth. St. Xavier's down to their last 3 outs of the 2026 season.
Leading off the St.
And leading it off is the catcher, Aaron Orzek.
The catcher, number 34, Aaron Orzek.
Orzek 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Nice first pitch there from Kerpen. But Orzek nor the umpire bites. It's 1-0. There's a nice pitch there. Even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a pitch from Kerpen. Nice pitch there. Breaking ball gets him to swing. One and two. Gets him looking. Nice pitch from Kerpen there. And there's 1 away. The magic number is down to 2.
Shortstop, number 18, Trevor Corbett.
Trevor Corbett. The shortstop is now up. Corbett 0 for 3 on the day. Nice first pitch there from Kerpen. Here's the 0-1. In there for strike 2. Jack Kerpen looking to make it 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Ground ball hit towards first weakly, but it rolls foul. Kerpen comes set. The 0-2. Outside. Nice pitch there. Just a little off the plate. So the count is 1-2. Corbett awaits. Here's the pitch. Misses high. 2-2. At this point, St. X is just looking for base runners. You're not going to get 5 runs in 1 swing. Kerpen looking to limit. Here's the 2-2. Misses again. Curveball nearly hits him. Count runs full. Gets his sign, comes set. Misses high. Runner is aboard.
Designated hitter number 79, Noah Dreyer.
Noah Dreyer, the designated hitter. Now up 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He does have a walk in today's contest. Looks at the first pitch, misses high for a ball. Lead extended at first. That one's in there for a strike. Kerpen evens the count, 1-1. Nice breaking ball there, but misses just high. It's 2-1. St. Xavier manufacturing some pretty good at-bats up to this point. Here's a 2-1. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Kerpen, high and inside. Dreyer could not catch up to it. 2-2. Got him looking. Jack Kerpen is 1 out away from capturing the CCAC Tournament Championship for St. Ambrose. And the last hitter in his way is the third baseman, Bo Palicki. 0 for 2 with a strikeout up to this point. First pitch misses for ball 1. Close pitch. Misses low there. 2-0 is now the count to Palicki. That dugout is just waiting to empty on the third base side. Misses high, 3-0. Misses inside again, so Palicki draws a walk. First and second now.
Center fielder, number 19,
Manager Tony Huntley is going to take this opportunity to visit the mound, and it looks like they're going to go with a new arm out of the bullpen. Jack Kerpen, 1 2/3 innings. He's got 3 strikeouts and he walked 2. Great inning for Kerpen. All right, so the new pitcher for St. Ambrose, and it's interesting they waited to bring him in until bottom of the 9th, 2 away, but it is going to be Dominic Guzman. Now, we talked a lot about him throughout Game 1 and Game 2. Dominic Guzman is a transfer from Gardner-Webb, which is a Division I school in North Carolina, comes in with a 2.82 ERA across 13 appearances. He's 8-1 and has struck out 110 through 73 1/3. Opponents are struggling to hit him, only 228. And he's got the center fielder, Ben Meyer. As his first and possibly only test out of the bullpen, and it's going to be a tough one for Meyer, because Guzman carries a power fastball that sits in the low 90s and can ramp it up to mid-90s. It's an arm that we don't see very often in the NAIA, but when we do, it is something, well, something of nightmares for hitters. We saw that with Ryan Daly at the University of St. Francis a couple of years ago. So here's Guzman looking to end this one. Runners on first and second. His first pitch to Meyer. is a ball, misses high. And I would love to get a radar gun on Guzman just for these last couple of at-bats. Because you know the nerves have to be firing on all cylinders. You know, even a guy that's coming from a Division I school like that. These are still tense situations. He is coming off of a 148-pitch performance on Thursday, so I'm surprised we're even seeing him for one out. Misses, so 3-0 is the count. Myers 1 pitch away from loading the bases here in the bottom of the 9th. That one misses as well, so Guzman comes out of the bullpen and throws 4 straight balls. Bases are now loaded for the leadoff hitter, Shea Brozick.
Right fielder, number 1, Shea Brozick.
This is a huge at-bat here. That one misses high. Guzman struggling to find the strike zone coming out of the bullpen. He's used to being a starter. All 13 appearances this year were starts. And so coming out of the bullpen, it's a different animal, especially as a starter. Starter, you're taught to lengthen yourself out as much as possible in terms of putting everything you have into each and every pitch. Coming out of the bullpen, you can do that. But as a starter, you can't really do that because of your team and your coaches expecting you to go multiple innings. So after a 1-0 count to Shea Brozick, following a mound meeting, we'll see what Guzman can do here. Bases loaded for Shea Brozick, the right fielder for St. Xavier. And there's the first strike of the day for Guzman. So 1-1 is the count. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Strike 2. 1 strike away from claiming the tournament championship. Guzman gets his sign. Kicks and delivers. That ball hit into the gap, and that's going to get down. 2 runs are going to score. Brozick with a double into the gap. It's going to be 3 runs scored. This game is not over yet. It's 6-4. And you got the heart of the lineup for St. Xavier coming up. So something a bit unexpected.
Running over at second base, number 6, Ryan O'Farrell.
Ryan O'Farrell.
Now batting
running at second base now.
9,
6-4 is the score, so not something we were expecting here. That one's in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count. In there for a strike. 0-2. We saw this last at-bat, and the 0-2 pitch was put into left center for a 3-run double. We'll see what Guzman goes to here. He gets his sign. Kicks and delivers. Ground ball hit towards second. It's going to be a tough play for Flanagan, and he's not going to get there. First and third. I'm not sure why, but Flanagan is playing shallow right field. All right, first and third. So 3 runs scored with 2 outs in the inning.
First baseman, number 26, John Simicek.
Simicek is the hitter you want up if you're St. Xavier in this one. St. Ambrose needs Guzman to settle in here. One and 0 to Simicek. Inside for a strike. Not a lot of calls like that all day. So when you see one in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs, you're down by 2, it's going to upset some people. Two and 1. In there. 2 and 2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Two strikes on Simicek. Guzman delivers. Ground ball back to Guzman. Fields it cleanly. Flips to first. And St. Ambrose is your 2026 CCAC Tournament champions. So St. Ambrose captures both the regular season and tournament championship. I mean, a outstanding season from the Fighting Bees. And it results in them earning a trip to the national tournament representing the CCAC.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference, we congratulate St. Xavier University on an outstanding season, going 34-19, finishing up in the number 3 spot during the regular season and as the tournament runner-up here in 2026. And presenting the championship plaque along with the championship banner for the 2026 CCAC baseball champions is Commissioner Jeff Schimmelfennig. If we can have the captains of the St. Ambrose University team to accept the plaque. Congratulations to the Fighting Bees, who finished 32-20 and now advance to the